بالله وكفى السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته همين في الجولة دي على كده هذا برنامجka Caalamka ونماذج ولبا كوكويا هي كاونتيغا نكورو جارهان مجالada نيفاشا wararka weyn barnaamijka ka jiran waliba kumidaha Iran iyo waliba la sheegay in 45 qofood ka fuliyay dil toogasho waa Agoosto la dhaaf qaramada midoobay iyo saaswariidi qodobada kalena barnaamijka siinkahay waliba kumidaha Xamaas iyo ka dhawaaqday awaamiir cusub oo la siiya xubnaha ilaaliyaan maxaabiista Israa'iil ee la kahaya gabaadka Gaza barnaamijka iyo siinkayna qodobada kalena barnaamijka siinkahay wana gudbiyo waliba kumidaha xoutiinta Yemen iyo waliba weerarka qaadana markab busileeya Sacuudiga wararka arrimaha la xiriira xoutiinta ku dhowahan barnaamijka siinkayna Masar iyo dawladda kale iyo dawladda sheer caalami oo military ku fuli doona Soomaaliya taasoo ka dhigaysa taariikhda markii koreeyay Soomaaliya dawladda noocaas la ku fuli qodobadaas iyo warar kale oo ka jiran Joe Biden oo ku dhowahay ololaha Kamala Harris barnaamijka siinkayna hamiin fayda وهي برنامجka Caalamka Warteelka Arlaadi la darartana Iran iyo waliba iyo dil toogashay ku fuliday 45 qofood bil la dhaafay Agoosto saas waliba la sheegay warbixin xakabada qaramada midoobay saasaatow waa waliba la ka bandhigay tirada dadka Tehran iyo dilka toogashada ku fuliday sanadii 2024 waa in iyo koran dhaaftay 400 qofood Iran waliba iyo ku horreeytay oo kaliya Shiinaha markii la kadoow tirada dilalka toogashada adduunka oo dhan iyadoo inta badan dadkan la toogdo la kaeeday hay'ad shisheey ama droogada in iyo ka ganacsada jiran barnaamijka yaa la darartan xoutiinta Yemen waliba iyo markaasay tilaayo haddaan sheegnaa wararka la xiriirin iyo weerarka qaadan markab Sacuudiga leey iyadoo wal yar hor ciidanka Mareykanka ku sugan badda Aasiya sheegan xoutiinta iyo shalay weerar la beegsadan markabka shidaalka qaado Sacuudiga وانا لك مقعو أمجد أو كبادنيا أو كبابدهاي علنك بقرطوية السعودية عربية برامجka Caalamka Warteelka Arlaadi wili la darartan Beijing China waliba ku furmo doona shirka golaha markaasiyada shirka iskaaladowka China iyo wadamada Afrika walhayka wadanka Kenya Ruutua shalay meelideeri xas shaqna geega saadi waa walhayalka wadamada Afrika ka daranaya sida doona shirkaasi waliba aan ku duuhal doona iskaaladowka dhaxeeya China iyo Africa barnaamijka darartan Joe Biden ololaha Kamala Harris markuu dhowahay yaqiri amiidiye latin dimuqraadiyiinta iyo feejignaan garan sidii uu guuleysay lahaan wana horseeda lahaan dhibaatooyinka kooyan dimuqraadiyiinta iyo ololaha dheeranka jaran armoon iyadoo markaasay dadaal baan ku wadan si iyo ku guuleysay lahaan kursi
One of my best friends. My name's Joe Biden. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Bobby Casey's been a great friend. His dad was a great friend as well. And by the way, we grew up 3 blocks from one another. 3 blocks. And they still worry about us by showing up. And guess what? I was on North Washington Avenue. He was in Adams. Guess what? They've renamed North Washington Avenue down where I live, Biden Way. Worth the effort. Bob will make sure you get reelected again. And while we couldn't be here, I want to thank his partner in the Senate, John Fetterman. But if you're in a foxhole, you want Fetterman in there with you. He couldn't be here today, but guess what? He sent the best part of the family, Giselle. She's here. Let me just say it means so much to be with a true friend, the Vice President and the next great President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. Look, folks, I come from two neighborhoods where it's not hard to say the word union. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, an awful lot of politicians have a trouble saying union, like the working people. Guess what? I'm not one of them, neither is Kamala. We know the simple truth. Wall Street did not build America. The middle class built America, and unions built the middle class. That's a fact. And by the way, that is not a slogan, that's a fact. I asked the Treasury Department to do a study, and it shows that when unions do well, all workers in America do better. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's the biggest reason why our economy is the strongest economy in the world today, without question, because of unions. You know, my dad, like many of his generation, going into World War II, wasn't able to go to college. My dad was a really well-read guy, and he was always engaged. And he'd come home from work before he'd go back and close up the shop and for dinner. And the dinner was a place where we had discussions and incidentally ate. You know, my dad taught me. My dad would say this all the time. Remember, Joey, a job, and I give you my word to this, a job is about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about the community. It's about your place in the community. And it's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it. Well, that's why. That's why Kamala and I are so proud. So proud of the greatest job creation record of any president in a single term in American history. $16 million new jobs so far. 800,000 manufacturing jobs. Eight years ago, how many times did you hear about we can no longer be the manufacturing capital of the world? Where the hell is that written? We are the greatest manufacturing city, county in the world, state in the world, city in the world. We're going to remain that way. Now, I'll tell you something. Kamala and I are damn proud that we protected the pensions of over 1 million workers and retirees. Remember all those years of promise we're going to do something about it? Well, damn it, we finally did with the Butch-Lewis Act. Over 52,000 workers and retirees across Pennsylvania alone are benefiting from that. Not only did we restore the full amount, we got them their back pay as well. We made them whole again. As I once said to Barack, that's a big deal. Yeah, that's a long story. Just heard Liz and Kenny describe another big deal. Union workers are rebuilding American infrastructure and building new factories here in America. They told me we couldn't get anything done in infrastructure. $1.2 trillion we got done. Remember Trump, for 4 years, promised every month Infrastructure Week. For 4 years he promised that. He didn't build a damn thing. Nothing. I mean, not nothing. Well, thanks to our infrastructure law, Pennsylvania so far has received $17 billion. $17 billion. Over 2,000 projects, from clean water to affordable high-speed internet for every Pennsylvanian. The projects that include $858 million to expand the Montgomery Lock, better to accommodate bigger barges, to get millions of tons of goods and shelves faster and more reliable, and create thousands of union jobs. was working on the Great Lakes, and I got a call from Senator Casey. He's been no bigger champion than Casey for this. You know what I call him? I call him the Casey Locks. Not Goldilocks, the Casey Locks. Bobby's also a champion of Pennsylvania's energy communities. We passed what's called the Casey Credit, available to 45 Pennsylvania counties where energy jobs such as coal mining have been before it disappeared before we came to office. The Casey Credit provides major incentives for companies to build new battery factories, wind turbines, and more to create high-paying jobs in those coal and natural gas communities. And on top of that, there's over $4 billion and private companies have committed to invest in clean energy and advanced manufacturing here in Pennsylvania. $4 billion. And guess what? With your support, I signed an executive order to make sure large federal construction projects all use project labor agreements. Folks at home who may be watching this and tell them know what a project labor agreement is. It's when contractors, subcontractors, and unions put in place before the construction begins what the rules are, before it begins. These agreements make sure construction is top-notch, on time, on task, and by the way, on budget. Yeah! There's another big deal. Buy American. That's been the law since 1930. I got to admit, I've been around, I'm only 40, but I've been around a long time. But I, quite frankly, until 10 years ago, wasn't aware. You know, back in the 30s, when they were trying to make sure unions could organize and business couldn't interfere, the law was passed that said every penny the president gets from the Senate, the House, and Congress to spend on a project, he should hire an American worker and use an American product. But past administration, seriously, past administration, including my predecessor, failed to buy America. They shipped jobs overseas where labor was cheaper and brought home the product that was more expensive. But not anymore. Federal projects build American roads, bridges, highways, and they'll be made with American products by American workers. That's why. That's why we're creating all these. I'm serious. It's simple and basic. That's why we're creating so many good-paying jobs. In fact, we're requiring those kinds of projects to pay Davis-Bacon prevailing wages so they're jobs that can raise a family on.
waxaan wali baan taaka afmanana barnaamijka Arimaha Caalamka Warteelka Arlaadi